For more than 40 years, the Jefferson Awards have been the highest honor given to outstanding public servants.
How can we help? How can we make a difference?
These remarkable Hoosiers have devoted their lives to make Indiana a better place for everyone.
If we're not on this earth to help people, what are we here for?
They don't do this for money or recognition. They do it to help people who need it and to make a difference in our community.
I love what I do. I believe that kids, they're our future.
Tonight, RTV6 and Citizens Energy Group honor these extraordinary volunteers as recipients of the 2014 Jefferson Awards.
Good evening, I'm Todd Connor.
And I'm Erica Fly. Welcome to the 2014 Jefferson Awards.
Throughout the past year, RTV6 has honored 12 remarkable Hoosiers who are dedicated to public service.
Tonight, prepare to be inspired as we share all of their stories with you over the next hour. But first, let's take you back to a special recognition ceremony at the Indiana Landmark Center.
And on behalf of everyone at RTV6, the Jefferson Awards for Public Service, I want to welcome you to our reception. We are here to recognize individuals who do great work every day, and they don't expect to get recognized. These are the unsung heroes, and tonight we're recognizing them and thanking them. And for the third consecutive year, Citizens Energy is our partner in sponsoring the Jefferson Awards.
The Jefferson Awards applaud deserving people. And I think it's important for any company to be involved in that kind of initiative, but especially Citizens, because we are a trust. We're a public trust. We're here forever. We've been here for 125 years. We select one employee each year who's done something outstanding in the community to receive a Jefferson Award. Ted Foxworthy is our champion for Citizens Energy Group this year. He spends 400 to 500 hours a year working with young people in his community. And that's just the kind of giving to community, to young people, that a company has to applaud. Citizens Energy has what we call sharing the dream. On one very special day in January, we completely transform one of the Indy Park recreation centers. From windows to heating to flooring, painting. Many of our employees participate. It's a great day of camaraderie, but it's a great day to give back to the community. We call it Sharing the Dream because we do it as a part of our annual celebration of the birthday of Dr. Martin Luther King.
Our first Jefferson Award recipient is a gym teacher at Garden City Elementary in Wayne Township. She's going above and beyond for her students, finding the means to get them fit.
Let's go. Out and in and out and in. Keep your feet together. Good job.
Joni Lawler gets kids moving.
Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
18 years as a physical education teacher.
Pedal fast, pedal fast.
She knows how to make fitness fun.
A lot of times they think they have to just be sweating and really working hard, but that's not so necessarily the case. If you're just up and active and having fun, that's good.
Go, 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 go.
Buying all this equipment for gym class would have been quite expensive, and budget cuts in education could have brought this action to a halt.
Freeze!
But Joni is literally a go-getter.
So if I need anything or want anything, then I'm going to have to go out and find a way to get it.
She got a lot of this by applying for grants, video game cycles and scooters.
I wrote a grant to General Mills, and I got $10,000 for that.
She got grants for fishing poles to teach her students to fish. Some of her fifth grade students even walked in the masses of the mini marathon a few years ago, thanks to a grant to buy them tennis shoes.
Okay, here you go.
And weeks of Joni's training.
It was just a real novel experience for our kids. They'd never walked that far. They'd never trained for anything in their lives.
Garden City Elementary School serves many students from low-income families. With bikes and much more, Joni helps put them on track for success.
If you can ride a bike, if you can skip, you're probably going to be a better reader. And so, because it's crossing your midline and using both sides of your brain. So we need for kids to do that so that they can enhance their academic skills as well as their physical skills.
Joni, congratulations on receiving the Jefferson Award.
Thank you very much. in the long run, it's worth all the effort that I put into it, because it's nice when I get ready to teach something, I have one for every student, and so everybody is busy and they're active, and I have fewer behavior problems, and the kids learn more.
Can you know how to do that? Scoot, scoot, scoot. There you go. Good.
Joni also visits her students in their neighborhoods.
I like going to where they live because then I get to know their families. And by knowing the families, then you build that rapport, and it just goes a long way with what you do at school.
And she gets them active on their turf, because she says when it comes to wellness, summer is no time to take a break.
That's why I tell them their homework is for the summer is just to go outside every single day and do something, even if it's a walk or to play with a friend or go to the park, then that's great.
Our next recipient was also honored for his involvement with youth. Let's see how Alonzo Johnson Sr. helped shape the lives of young men so they have a shot at a brighter future. It's summer, school's out, and kids need something to do to keep them busy and out of trouble.
You all right?
Fortunately for those at Watkins Park Family Center on Indy's northwest side,
Hey, big dog.
they have basketball and park manager Alonzo Johnson Sr.
You do basketball, the next day you come in and you know, counseling somebody about some issues that's going on in their life. Especially some of these young people that their parents are not at home.
Keep moving, Zoe, keep moving.
Alonzo, who's married with 3 sons of his own, knows how important it is to be a father figure to some of these young men.
You think it's your super time? It's time for you to be a star? Is that what you're trying to do?
He says keeping them focused and on the right track is part of his job.
He sets goals for us, like a list of goals and what we want to accomplish.
Hold this door while we bring the coolers out, okay?
Every Wednesday afternoon, Alonzo breaks up the game for a program he calls Iron Men. On this day, he's trying to get the young men to focus on what careers they want to pursue.
If you really looking forward to doing something with your future, you really are serious about it, and you really want to get into it, come see me.
Each day brings a different struggle, but Alonzo does have success stories.
I decided for whatever reason to take him back in, and he's graduating this year, has been accepted to 2 schools, go to college, going to the Air Force. I mean, the kid has made a complete turnaround, and it excites me every day when I think about it.
That's why I work. Yeah, that's why I work so hard for you guys.
His wife Angela knows how dedicated he is to his job and to the city's youth. Later this summer, he really gets busy volunteering his time running an inner-city youth football league.
He puts everything, his heart into everything that he does.
So, Alonzo, for all the great work you do here, we'd like to present you with the Jefferson Award.
Very much.
Congratulations. Now, Alonzo has another positive story to share with these young men, how hard work and a positive attitude can really pay off.
So you do see a lot of negative, and you just gotta, just keep on pushing.
Coming up, how a military widow turned her tragedy into positive action across the country. And later, meet a chef who is turning lives around in the kitchen when this Jefferson Award special continues on RTV6.
Welcome back to the Jefferson Awards on RTV6. I'm Erica Fly. In August, the Jefferson Award went to a woman who turned tragedy into triumph with unbelievable inner strength and spirit. Jenna Coy reports.
It's a joyous occasion at Abby Adams Boutique in Fishers. The new store is full of fun and unusual items and many customers. But if you look closely, you'll notice many of the items share a patriotic theme, and you begin to realize this isn't your ordinary store, and its owner, Autumn Latendry, isn't your ordinary entrepreneur. Abby Adams is a store with a cause, and Autumn is a military widow with a cause.
So everything in this store, a portion of it goes to the Golden Star USA Foundation, and every purchase in here will help a military family in some way.
Autumn started the Golden Star USA Foundation. The nonprofit mainly focuses on providing scholarships for military children, but extends to provide all sorts of help to military troops and their families. Autumn founded the organization shortly after her husband Brian was killed in 2006 while serving his second tour in Iraq. The Marine left Autumn a single mom to a then 3-year-old boy, and with a big decision to make, how to go on.
It's difficult to get out of bed, but you have a choice. You have a choice to get up or stay down.
And get up she did, deciding that tragic night to help all the other military wives and families facing a similar future.
I felt then that it was my duty to tell them to be strong and to not fear the worst for their spouse, so that when their husbands were going out again, that they would be confident and give them the pride and courage that they needed.
Congratulations, Autumn Latendra. You are our Jefferson Award winner.
This award isn't mine. I would say that over and over again. The families helped me get through my own grief.
But through her work with the foundation, speaking to families all over the country, with her boutique, and in so many other ways, Autumn's peers say otherwise.
Because she serves, and she's one that should be being served, being a widow and single mother to one of our nation's heroes.
Autumn does so much. She's a sounding board. She's there for anybody who needs her, not only here in Indiana, but across the nation.
It is just an honor to know that, my husband gave so much so that I can be here and give to others. He taught me to not only raise my flag every day and to teach others to do that, but to also make sure that I am taking care of people beyond Dylan and myself.
Raise your flag, raise it high, lift your glory to the sky, let it ripple, let it wave, celebrate the USA. Hands on hearts, heads bowed low, say a prayer for fallen souls. Iwo Jima, Bennington, Pearl Harbor,
9/11. And that music you just heard comes from Autumn herself. Her CD is entitled Raise Your Flag.
Our next Jefferson Award recipient is committed to helping the homeless one person at a time through her organization called Poorhouse.
Yeah. Oh, you're awesome. Hey, Joel.
What's up, baby?
Thank you, Daryl. Yeah, I'm half crazy as usual. Hey, stranger.
Hi. Hey, look, I still got my dog.
You too.
On Wednesday nights at the corner of Pennsylvania and Vermont in downtown Indy, you'll find Andrea DeMink greeting the homeless like they're members of her family. She knows them all by name and their different struggles.
So 8:30 in the morning is really nice. So he'll do an eye exam and then he will have you pick out your frames and stuff. Okay. All right, you got it.
Andrea and her volunteers often help them with everyday necessities. Volunteer Jean Rieger, who teaches surgical technology at Ivy Tech, turns her trunk into a mini pharmacy, handing out free medicine. She's been working with Andrea for 6 years now.
You'll get me all choked up because she is the epitome of somebody who is giving out of herself because she cares about humanity. She cares about the humanity no matter what the situation is.
Andrea spends much of her time assisting the homeless with their education and even finding jobs by pointing them in the direction of the many service providers she works with. In her words, her organization is designed to help people move beyond daily survival to realize their dreams and desires.
Oh, you've done really well. You'll do okay.
I'm out of town chat. I did get my GED.
You got it. That's awesome. Awesome. We really just try to take each person individually, help them to assess their goals, and then help them to reach those goals.
David Bradshaw has been homeless off and on for the past 15 years. But thanks in part to Andrea, he's now off the streets. He dropped by on this day to help Andrea. Why do you think she does it?
She has a caring heart. She wants to show people that there's still help out there when people turn their back on you. It's like I told her, everybody's one paycheck away from being right here where we're at.
And Andrea, for all the great work you do in helping the folks down here, we want to present you with the Jefferson Award. This is Andrea's 10th year running Poorhouse and her 16th helping the homeless. She told me she doesn't see herself ever leaving the streets and the homeless who wandered them.
You meet a lot of really amazing people, and you go in there thinking, oh, I'm going to help this person to move forward in their life, and at the same time it's helped me to move forward in my life in a lot of ways. It has really changed me and changed my heart.
Still ahead, meet the woman behind a citywide effort to brighten the spirits of local children during the holiday season. And later, she's 95 years old, but she is not slowing down. how her lifelong passion for education is helping Hoosiers of all ages. The Jefferson Awards will return in a moment on RTV6.
Welcome back. Recipients of the prestigious Jefferson Award come from all sorts of different backgrounds. Many help the community by sharing their skills and wisdom with others. This evening, I want to introduce you to a chef who's serving the community from the kitchen.
Cocktail sauce, a couple of your shrimp. Build them right up there.
Every day at Second Helpings on the city's Near East Side, dozens of volunteers and staff line up for lunch. It's a small perk for helping rescue food from wholesalers and restaurants that might otherwise go to waste and turning it into hot, nutritious meals that are distributed to 70 social service agencies.
One of the things that we teach here is that hard work pays off.
Chef Sam Brown is the man who makes a lot of this possible. He's the culinary training director and is responsible for turning out good meals while also teaching his students the fine art of becoming a chef.
What incredible passion this man has, and what a remarkable commitment to the community that goes beyond just what he does here at Second Helpings. Chef has a huge heart, and everybody who encounters him knows that.
All 5 students in Chef Brown's 10-week culinary course just graduated, and all 5 of them have jobs waiting for them with local restaurants or catering companies. This is the 73rd class of chefs who've trained at Second Helpings over the years.
He's building the salads. You can go ahead and start to break the crackers like that.
Many are disadvantaged and have overcome personal problems like addiction, abuse, or homelessness. Octavia Burris lives in a women's shelter, but now has a job and a brighter future thanks to Chef Brown.
He pushed me and pushed me and pushed me to almost the breaking point, and then he built me up, and then he pushed me some more. But that's why I'm a graduate today.
Chef Brown has a lot in common with Octavia and the other graduates. He faced some hard times and also graduated from the culinary program before moving on to a successful career.
I'm proud of each and every one of them. You now get to be a part of that elite group of Second Helpings graduates.
Chef Brown eventually returned here to his roots. Chef Brown, for all the great work you do here at Second Helpings, congratulations. We'd like to give you the Jefferson Award.
Thank you very much.
Soon, Chef Brown will take on the 74th culinary class, but his mission will remain the same, making sure the graduates get the proper training to earn a livable wage and can help in the fight to reduce hunger.
That's what it's really all about at the end of the day, is first instilling hope for those who've been unemployed, for those who are homeless, for those who've made some poor decisions or just had a rough time in the past.
Next, we honor a woman bringing smiles to the faces of thousands of kids during the holiday season by making sure they have toys for Christmas.
Doc McStuffins.
Carrie Hunter is filling her cart to fill the hearts of children.
Thomas, he's always popular for the 3 to 6-year-old boys. We'll have to write down Thomas.
She has a list and she's checking it twice.
We need lots of Barbies this year.
She's leading a citywide toy drive in partnership with RTV6. The toys are provided to kids all over Indy, and it takes lots of toys to meet the growing need.
We'll probably order at least 15 to 25 of those.
Her mission began back in 2001. Carrie and her husband Ben helped with the toy drive, collecting, sorting, distributing.
Seeing the families pick up their toys and crying and hugging us and thanking us and saying, you know, without this small bag of gifts, our kids would wake up Christmas morning without anything. So that has pulled at our heartstrings every year.
Now, 13 years later, Carrie is in charge of the huge undertaking.
In August, we start talking about December and we start preparing for the toy drive. This is basically their ticket into the building.
She works with social service agencies to pre-screen families in need. Then she does the legwork, all on a volunteer basis while holding down a regular job and being a mom.
It is really all about giving, and it is now a part of my family, my extended family's life to do the toy drive every year. It's important to us, and it means a lot to help kids have just a fun Christmas morning.
Carrie, congratulations on receiving the Jefferson Award.
So we try to shop really smart and get as many toys as we can.
In addition to donated toys through toy drives, Carrie makes the most of the public's monetary donations as she scans the aisles for toys.
This is a great for a 12-year-old girl. We always run out for the 10 to 12-year-old kids.
Carrie sometimes runs non-stop, but the toy drive gives her the drive to make sure kids have a brighter Christmas.
But it's one of those feelings, it's a good tired. You know, you go home, you feel exhausted, but you feel very accomplished.
After the break, IndyCar driver Graham Rahal shares his story of giving back, how he's making waves in our community outside the racetrack. Stay with us. The Jefferson Awards will be right back on RTV6. You're used to hearing us talk about IndyCar drivers during the month of May with the Indianapolis 500. But what you may not know is that some of these drivers are actively giving back year-round. Tonight, meet driver Graham Rahal, whose goals go beyond the checkered flag.
Then put a layer over top of it.
I caught up with Graham Rahal at his team's garage in Brownsburg. Graham and his crew are busy preparing his cars. But if he's not busy in the garage or at the track during the off-season, there's a good chance he's working for his charities.
For us on the foundation side of things, there's a lot of planning going on, with Honda and some of our partners that, we're looking at next year and all the new things that we can do and having meetings about that. And our golf tournament, of course, is our major fundraiser.
As if May isn't already busy enough with the Indy 500, there's now the inaugural Grand Prix of Indianapolis just 2 weeks prior to that. Somehow that month, Graham will find time to host his popular charity golf tournament, which is now in its 3rd year.
The whole premise of it is to give money to kids and to raise money for a couple different charities that we work extremely closely with.
In the tournament's first year, he raised more than $150,000 for his charities, and it's growing. Much of what the Graham Rahal Foundation raises goes to a pair of national children's charities, including Serious Fun Camps, founded by his former mentor and boss, Paul Newman.
I started the foundation initially because I was upset that when he passed away, I felt that his presence in our sport somewhat disappeared. And so I felt that I needed to take it in my own hands and make a difference.
Local organizations he supports include Second Helpings, the Produce Mom, and Gleaner's Food Bank, specifically the Backsack Weekend Food Program for kids.
There's so many people that go hungry in this area where it's hard to believe. When I was sitting there talking to them and kind of going over the numbers, it'd blow your mind.
I'm Graham Rahal, IndyCar driver and supporter of Gleaner's Food Bank of Indiana.
Graham became the face of the Backsack program after volunteering last year during the IndyCar Day of Caring.
It's very important to have someone like Graham who really wants to lead the charge in the fight against not just ending hunger, but ending childhood hunger.
So Graham, for all the great work you do with your foundation and all of the other volunteering and giving back, we want to present you with the Jefferson Award.
Well, thank you. Really appreciate it, man. That's awesome. Appreciate it.
Giving back to those in need. It's what Graham Rahal does when he's not racing for the checkered flag.
Things like that are important.
Right.
How can we help? How can we make a difference?
Our next Jefferson Award recipient was nominated for her work with United Way, especially their literacy programs. But her service goes well beyond that. She stays involved in her community at the age of 95.
I'd like to hear the one that you like to read.
Ruth Rusi loves to teach people to read.
Can you read that for me?
You're going to be okay, Priscilla. Mama assured me.
I was a special reading teacher before I retired. And I just couldn't give that up. When I retired, I thought, I'm not going to give that up. So that's when I started the adult literacy program here.
She helps adults, and as a volunteer with United Way's Read Up program, she tutors children who might be behind their reading level.
What does it say here about them?
There are about 25 Atlantic spotted dolphins in this group.
She knows her books. Ruth was on the Morgan County Library Board for 16 years and is now on the Foundation Board. She also helped start the Arts Council and community concerts. Ruth's golden years are dedicated to community service, and her age,
95,
is not slowing her down from doing what her heart desires.
So I have season tickets to the Indianapolis Symphony and to the IU Opera, and of course I like to play bridge.
Literacy is something Ruth is passionate about, and she says it's never too late to learn to read, even through shame and embarrassment, which she saw in one husband and father.
He was 40 years old, and he didn't want anybody to know that he couldn't read. His wife knew it, but no one else. Then his daughters got saying, "Well, read this to me, Daddy." And he felt that he needed some help, and he found out that I would do this, and one-on-one, they just thrive with it.
Ruth, congratulations on receiving the Jefferson Award.
Because it's about Frank Sinatra. Everybody knows that he sang, "You can do it my way."
Ruth's way, helping others. It's something this 95-year-old learned when she was a kid.
For example, there was one family that my mother knew about. She even made dresses for the little girls so that they wouldn't be different in school. And we took food to them all the time. And I just grew up with this type of a background.
And she has no plans to stop giving of herself.
I don't want to rust away. If I just sat, I'd go to, you know, you can't amount to much if you don't do something.
Still ahead on this Jefferson Award special, a local woman breaks new ground to help homeless children succeed in school. How her idea has grown into a movement to end the cycle of poverty. Welcome back to the Jefferson Awards on RTV6 as we recognize outstanding volunteers for public and community service. Next up, I want to introduce you to a man whose goal is to make sure no student is left behind.
Right here is a facility that we are renting from a local organization called Impact.
When Rob Staley was a public school principal, he realized many of the troubled kids were falling through the cracks of the school system and society, so he decided to do something about it.
We started our first school in Goshen, Indiana at a warehouse in December of 2003. Well, the history of the Crossing...
Now, more than 10 years later, 15 campuses make up the Crossing Educational Center. The Crossing in Anderson serves as many as 70 students.
Rob's personality is magnetic for me. He's a visionary, and he's very, he can articulate clearly what the vision, the mission, and his passion for these students is.
I'm told this is the last hope for many of the students. Either they'll end up in jail or dead. But each one has a different story of how they got here and why they stick around.
It's more hands-on, it's more one-on-one. I've never got that kind of treatment anywhere else I've gone.
The focus of this faith-based organization is not only on academics, but character, leadership, and careers. Students can opt out of a Bible study course. One of the big reasons for its success is the teacher-to-student ratio. Here in Anderson, it's about 1 to 8.
They've sat down, helped me with things that I just couldn't understand. And honestly, that's what I like about the school the most.
It's the success stories that keep Staley and his board of directors pushing for more schools. They hope to open up 5 more soon.
And when you can walk away at the end of the day and see a kid smile, and see a kid regain hope for the first time in his life, see a kid have great purpose and have a career goal that he never dreamed of except for going to jail or dying early, there is nothing that can be more rewarding than that.
So for all the great work you do here with your students and all throughout the state, we present you with the Jefferson Award. Congratulations. This year, the schools will serve more than 1,000 students. Staley says his ultimate goal is to get those students the proper education and life skills and send them back to their community so they can become a contributing member.
This is the most rewarding thing any human being could ever do. It has nothing to do with money and salaries. It's all about what you can feel like you're accomplishing and what you can give back to society, and there's nothing that can replace purpose in your life.
Inspire learning, empower kids, end homelessness. That is the mission of School on Wheels. Now the story of the woman behind the program helping homeless kids learn after their school day ends.
Walking into tutoring and seeing the kids excited to learn, That is a shot in the arm every single time.
Sometimes learning just doesn't add up for a child in school, so tutors help kids with their lessons at their homes. But what if a child doesn't have a home? That's where School on Wheels comes in.
I had been a school social worker, and I was so aware of the kids who are living in homeless shelters and in transitional housing that they had very different needs.
Sally Bentley discovered there was an education gap that wasn't being filled for homeless children.
There was a lot of fear, anxiety, a little bit of embarrassment with their housing situation, and so I just started talking to shelters and talking to service providers and asking, how are these kids getting additional help? And what I found out was they were not.
So Sally stepped up. In 2001, she founded School on Wheels, a program where volunteer tutors go into Indy's homeless shelters to help educate kids.
The basis of our programming is one-on-one tutoring. So we work with the kids, we make sure their homework is complete, we make sure they are ready for school the next day, we make sure that they have studied for tests and are able to work on school projects.
Every kid gets a new backpack loaded with donated supplies, new paper, pencils, folders, and more.
And we need to make sure that they have all the materials that they need.
And there are shelves full of donated school uniforms.
So that when a new kid comes into the shelter, we give them a uniform immediately so that they're ready for school the next day.
New uniforms, Sally believes, give the kids a lesson in self-confidence.
When the kids put on their clothes and get dressed for school, it's like me and you getting dressed to go to work. They need to feel confident in those clothes. They need to feel, ready to learn because they look good and they feel good about themselves. All of those little pieces are a big part of the School on Wheels solution.
Sally, congratulations on receiving the Jefferson Award.
Thank you. When we started this, it was just me and my best friend going out and helping some kids on a volunteer basis, and it grew from there.
In its 13 years, School on Wheels has trained more than 3,000 community volunteers, served nearly 4,000 homeless children in Indy shelters, and provided countless hours of free tutoring and a priceless emotional boost.
They also provide those attaboys, and you can do it, and I'm here for you because you're special and we're going to learn together.
With School on Wheels, the learning rolls on.
We're just kind of trying to really set the foundation that when the school bell rings at the end of the day, the learning is going to take place outside of school, and that's a really important thing for these kids.
Coming up, hear from a local high school group honored for its community service. Plus, Jefferson Awards founder Sam Beard weighs in on the impact of volunteerism in Central Indiana. We'll be right back.
Another Jefferson Awards program that's happening in our area is Students in Action. This program offers the opportunity for schools to connect students and volunteerism so that public service becomes a lifelong value. We're getting them started early. Students in Action is a smart way for high schools to create more powerful student volunteer community. The schools that participate then are able to connect students to the greater community, raise their profile locally, and they have a chance for national recognition. There are 30 schools in Central Indiana participating. This year's winner is Greenfield Central High School.
The Greenfield Central Students in Action Group is comprised of high school students who are driven to give back by serving those around them. Whether it's teaching kids to build rockets, giving back to their community, or packing meals for those in need, it's easy to see the heart this group of students have for helping others. It was their stellar example that quickly caught the attention of community leaders after one of their service events.
We had so many community leaders contacting our school saying, you have to do this again. We want to do this again with the students. This was such a wonderful program, huge impact.
We just learned how to help each other out and help the community out by combining different groups in the school and to accomplish a larger goal that we didn't even know was out there.
It's so awe-inspiring because you're igniting a fire in the individual. You're seeing them light up because they're going someplace and they're doing something that they didn't think they could do.
The group has this message for any anyone thinking about lending a helping hand.
Get involved in Students in Action and community service. It's really been a way to unite our school, our entire community, to show them that we want to work together to make our community a better place, not only for ourselves but for everyone else. And to have that unity and the bettering of our community on such a large scale has been so amazing to watch it unfold. So I would definitely encourage everyone to try and bring that same feeling of unity and change for the better to their own place.
Next up, meet a Jefferson Award winner who always puts your children first. I went to Perry Township to see her in action.
Best bus behavior. Okay. And let's see, I've got one more, so I'm going to give this to you.
The students who meet with Cheryl Wise to go over school announcements are polite, well-behaved, and you can tell they enjoy being around her. The feeling's mutual.
I love what I do. I love kids, and I believe that kids, they're our future.
In her role as student support manager at Winchester Village Elementary School, Wise teaches the students about honesty, integrity, and perseverance, among many other positive traits.
And each month we have a character trait. I go in each classroom and I talk about the particular character trait.
Wise is also a licensed social worker and has worked at this Perry Township school for the past 4 years.
Oh, they love her. I mean, it's very exciting to see the number of students who want to work with her.
But it's not just what Wise is doing at this school that's drawing praise. It's for the annual Back in School Carnival celebration that she's coordinated every year since she founded it in 1999. It includes Perry Township as well as IPS schools and is designed to support students and promote parental involvement.
We started because of Columbine 16 years ago, kids killing kids. And research says that if parents participate in the child's educational process, kids will do better in school and on tests.
When it comes down to it, what does she get out of it? She gets the knowledge to know that she's helped kids. She's helped families get the needed resources, and that's all she's ever asked for from that. So it's nice to see her being recognized for all of her hard work.
And on this day, she gets her well-deserved recognition in front of her students as they prepare to take on I-STEP tests. Ms. Wise, for all of the great work that you do here and the back-to-school celebration that we do in August, congratulations on being the recipient of the Jefferson Award.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate this. And kids, you already know, I got this because of you.
Still ahead, how a local college student is bringing joy to young people battling cancer. Plus, see the special honor given to one of tonight's Jefferson Award recipients when we return here on RTV6. Welcome back to the Jefferson Awards on RTV6. I'm Erica Fly. In May, we met a Butler student bringing smiles to young people battling cancer by granting their little wishes.
Hey, Kyle.
Yep.
My name is Liz.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Liz Nemec has a special delivery.
I have something for you. Do you remember asking for something?
Yeah.
It's a big jam box, and it was Kyle's wish.
Didn't have to do that, thank you.
This 20-year-old has made it her mission to grant little wishes to young people battling cancer.
Fill it out, what's your name, what's your little wish. It's usually between $300 to $800. And they email it to us and go buy them and wrap them and deliver them.
Liz started the Little Wish Foundation when she was 17, touched by a teacher's child fighting cancer.
Before he passed away, his little wish was to get a dog, and I saw kind of what a huge impact that small thing made in his life, so I wanted to do the same for other kids, like fighting cancer.
Liz has a gift for little Parker, who's not up for smiling right now, but a hug from his dad says it all.
Appreciate what you're doing.
Yeah. It's something small, but for them, they know what their kids are going through and how this little thing can mean so much.
Liz, for all you do with the Little Wish Foundation, congratulations on receiving the Jefferson Award. A Butler student, Liz's sorority sisters help with wishes she delivers to patients at local children's hospitals.
3DS XL.
That's what you wanted, right?
Yes, it is.
And Liz says she gets a priceless gift in return.
I wish I could bring everyone along with me to see what it's like and just feel what it's like. It's great. I mean, heartwarming and great. it's magical.
The Jefferson Awards program was founded more than 40 years ago by Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis, Senator Robert Taft Jr., and Sam Beard. Sam is particularly proud of the volunteerism here in Central Indiana. He spoke with us about his hope for the future of the foundation.
Well, there's nothing like the spirit of your 12 winners tonight. And we see that all across the country. And it's everybody stands up and they say they never did what they did to receive an award. They're thrilled to get the award, but they really just want to help their neighbors. And that is the spirit of the country. So what you noticed tonight was, as the 12 winners came up, we got a standing ovation and a non-stop ovation from the audience in recognition of the excellence. And then what we say is that for every one that's recognized, there are over 100,000 out there. So it's really the spirit of volunteering. And over the years, the Just Awards through our media partners are now over 50,000 people we've recognized. Here in Indianapolis, we're in 32 high schools, and they're responsible for 240,000 hours of volunteering in their schools, which is a $5 million value. The most important part is obviously it helps the community. But the best part is it helps the person who is the volunteer. Doing something for someone else, you can almost call it selfish. It gives you so much joy. Taking your idea and shape it and making it happen and change lives, that's leadership training in action. So literally the vision of passing the tradition of service on. The United States is more generous and spirited and more charitable than any country in the history of nations. And we need it now more than ever. If we can really change lives, it's pretty good stuff.
So now our selection committee chose one of these folks to go represent Central Indiana in Washington, D.C. in June. I have been to the national awards, and it's like tonight on steroids. It is a lot of fun, and it will be a great honor. So I've always wanted to say this. Drum roll, please. Sally Bendley, School on Wheels.
Attended the National Jefferson Award ceremony in Washington, D.C. She represented Central Indiana well, using the platform to tell her success story about School on Wheels.
We believe passionately that education is the key to breaking the cycle of poverty. The community has rallied around School on Wheels in this effort. I'm honored to be here tonight, and I want everyone to know that children who do not have a home today are not without hope for tomorrow. Thank you.
Congratulations to Sally and all of our Jefferson Award recipients honored tonight.
If you know a volunteer who performs extraordinary public service, nominate them for the Jefferson Award. Just visit theindychannel.com and click the Jefferson Award icon on the homepage.
Fill out a nomination form and then watch RTV6 News as we continue to recognize winners each month.
From all of us at RTV6, thanks for watching and good night.